Behold! New animal just dropped. Who's the cutest little testament to man's great hubris? You are. Yes, you are. Like all good stories, this one started when scientists tried to make a dog-sized horse. The thought was that by creating a pony that could feasibly be kept responsibly and safely in the space available to the average household, they'd be able to appeal to the ultimate fantasy of every little girl and a certain subsection of unwashed 35-year-old men. They'd be rich! See, that was the thought anyway. The thought from one incredibly rich, short-sighted, and uneducated toy company executive fired for hosting Tupperware Arena bug fights in the break room. He'd heard that genetics were a thingy, and he'd seen that one Family Guy bit with gene splicing, so he felt pretty confident that he had enough money to throw at it that others would be convinced that he knew what he was doing. See, thing is, genetics are a little bit more complicated than dog plus horse equals dog-sized horse. That seems like something a 3-year-old that you just taught the most surface-level genetics to would say. In fact, most times, dog plus horse equals a seemingly haphazardly assembled animal struggling even only to survive. The resulting creature, rather than being just a dog-sized horse, was a monstrous amalgamation that shared traits with both dog and horse. Each one of these hybrid creatures were slightly different, but the only ones that seemed to survive past infancy had the consistent look of a horse's body and a dog's face. Many of these creatures were quite friendly, having behavioral patterns and temperament consistent with domesticated animals like horses and dogs. While this might sound like a good thing, if you've ever seen how a spooked horse or a regular chihuahua behaves, you'd know that this is far from perfect. Like the hybrid animal of a horse and a donkey, a mule, these creatures cannot produce offspring when they breed with each other. Because it's so expensive to produce the genetic hybrids in a lab, one particularly disturbed man involved with the project experimented with seeing if we could reduce this unnatural monster the natural way. Even though his experiments only resulted in dead bitches or unsatisfied horsewomen, he kinda just kept it going. Today, many people wonder if he was never a scientist in the first place and was just some guy that got sick kicks out of watching a horse fuck a dog to death. There's a lot of differences between horses and dogs. For example, horses are gentle giants, and dogs have canine teeth used for ripping and tearing meat. See where I'm going with this? So anyways, this stupid TikTok vegan decided to set these creatures that didn't come from nature into nature. Yeah, great. Exactly what we needed in the next Earth update. I just got used to fucking Jeff over here, and now I gotta dodge clip-clop wolves on the way home from the forest when I go out not burying bodies at night. Great job, idiot. I hope they eat you first. The result was an incredibly large and muscular carnivore, which quickly outcompeted every other meat eater in the ecosystem, becoming the apex predator of the environment in a matter of weeks. The resulting populations of what are now to be dubbed clip-clop wolves were actually seemingly a positive force for the ecosystem. These large predators essentially replaced the regular canine wolves that had been almost completely wiped out because of human influence. Because of this, the deer population, which had been subject to overpopulation for a series of decades, is now on a trend towards stabilization, as the clip-clop wolves pick off the old, the sick, the weak, and the stupid. Nature is just so beautiful sometimes. I mean, not right now. This isn't nature. It's an affront to nature, but I don't know, step outside for the first time in weeks. These creatures have also displayed traits that have been unprecedented in biology, as they have recently been observed producing their own offspring with the other hybrid clip-clop wolves. This has led to researchers classifying them as their own independent species, and establishing a new type of speciation. If you like this video and want to see more of whatever the hell this was, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with all notifications enabled, or I'll throw you in an open field with a bunch of dog horses. You should also go watch my other videos. Shout out to the members of the Inner Circle. Love y'all. Okay, bye.